in the barracks. That's why they gave us meritorious manumission under the Emancipation Proclamation.
Yep.
They liberated us from private ownership, as they say, and allowed us to freely roam the land as trustees under meritorious manumission. By doing such, if we can keep our tax quota, they will allow us to unmolestedly roam the land. But we have to abide by the rules and their policies that they put forth as codified doctrines of law.
Right.
Right. We have our own legal traditions that's from the land that they try to stifle and suffocate.
Right.
What they call public law is the regulations of a foreign military entity exercising its occupation over an occupied territory, right? They have to have a set of rules to prevent the occupants of the occupied territory who are rightfully there to be rebellious and belligerent and remove them from power, right? So they give us the impression of their legitimacy. They give us pride in our defeat in their conquest by celebrating their conquest on days that were significant to our culture. They transferred our cultural traditional days over to their economically advantageous systems of corporate entity. So they was able to capitalize off our traditions by renaming them and reclassifying them as holidays.
Yeah.
And then they make us, as we become awakened, belligerent to the holidays because we see how they were usurped.
Right.
Right. And we take that process of being usurped as it's not ours. All the time, those holidays was key festivals that we used to keep as families in order to keep extended families with strong bonds.
Right.
None of these major holidays are supposed to be less than a week.
Yep.
Right? The major holiday was the winter solstice, because it's the transitioning from the conclusion of harvest. Now we go into what's called feast period, where we cook in-home meals and we have family meals together. We sit around the table because it's cold outside. Now this is the bonding period. The wintertime was for family bonding. This is why they made sure the children went to school in the wintertime. Because it's the time that we're not supposed to work harvest. We ain't supposed to be out working. We supposed to be doing indoor events with the family in the north, right? In some parts around the outer borders, because of the different climate, had different practices and customs. Right? So they had to stamp out our culture by what we use as unity, they use for separation. It's all military. That's how I knew we was at war. When I looked around at the layout of the city streets, it's all military regimented, like military bases. It's just bigger.
Yep. All of it's military. Every last part of it's military. Even the hospitals, it's all military. It's all military. All of their institutions, it's all military. People don't understand that. They literally, why they bring you in their jurisdiction in the first place is because they think you're a part of the militia. They think they have a record of us, not knowing, right, that it was all military. They have a record of some of us as members of the militia. And that's why they feel like they can bring you into their military tribunals, because they literally have you as a part of the militia and you didn't know it. You
because
can read them Constitution.
We inherit the fight of our ancestors because they're going to hold us responsible for the ancestors that rebelled against their system all the way until they eradicate us.
Yep.
So we got the option of now being wise enough to say, hey, look, we see what's going on, and we don't want no part of it, and leave their system to itself.
Right.
Right. And you have to use your best judgment and do the best you can. But the faster you get away from the system, the faster we switch over.
Absolutely. That's the only way. The faster you switch over, literally, like limiting your commercial activity, because that is also what's keeping this thing going, and how they have jurisdiction is because of the commercial activity. You operating in commerce, they thinking that you're a bank, and even having a corporation. When you have a corporation, people didn't know that you were supposed to contact the Federal Reserve to get verification, to get approval from their board, to even touch their dollars and receive them.
Well, most of us never investigated how to start our own corporation because remember, we was all mom and pop's businesses.
Right.
The ones of us who had businesses, it was the mom's or pop's business. Little restaurant, little store, you know what I'm saying, enough to keep the family going. We didn't want too much. Feed the hungry children in the neighborhood, get the kids out the street, give them something to do. Right?
Right.
So while we waking up, now our boys is fighting each other in the streets, calling each other ops because the system told them they was ops. They not really ops. They don't know that they shooting friendly fire at each other.
Yep.
Right? And if they ever stop shooting at each other, we discovered this after the Rodney King riots. If they ever stop shooting at each other, the police will send undercover agency in to make sure they start back shooting at each other.
Yep. 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 There's so much. Like I said, there's over like 8 million statutes and codes. How can somebody read all of this shit?
Every day you break in one of their rules and regulations, whether you know it or don't know it. Yeah. And ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Yeah, basically.
That means that's because they already know that you don't know, and because you are imbecile and you ignorant, they just have to go along with it as if you knew what you was doing. So ignorance of their law is no excuse. All the time is competence of their law nullifies the reality that they law belong here. Yep. And as long as they keep us intimidated by reading, by telling us and convincing us, if you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in the book, then tell us we was the niggas. We wasn't the niggas. Right. Originally, Irish was called the niggas. Originally. If you Google the term white nigga, it's going to tell you they Irish. They was the original ones who was warring with the Catholic Church and fled over here for refuge. They princesses, 2 of them, Scotia and Scotia, was brought by Templars. And that's why when you look at the History Channel, they say that the Templars was here hundreds of years before Columbus.
But you are definitely doing a beautiful work for the people everywhere, even the people that don't appreciate you right now or understand the vision. But it all plays together for the good of everybody. And
yeah, because they know big eyes and no little U's. And I ain't no respect to persons. A good motherfucker, and a piece of shit, a piece of shit.
That's for real.
It is what it is.
It is.
And some people look like a piece of shit on the surface because they perform in a function that don't look savory to the masses. But that's their role they have to play. We have to all fight the war from the angle we can see.
That's right. That's absolutely right. Absolutely right. Yeah, I definitely understand. I see definitely through the looking glass. Okay, so I feel you. I just want to give you your flowers. I just want to come on and give you your flowers. I'm not going to hold you. I know other people want to get on here with you, but keep definitely enlightening.
Okay, I appreciate it, sweetie.
Okay, peace.
Peace. What's going on?
Peace to the T. Man, I feel like I'm on the BET Awards right now. Man, we live, man. Somebody scream
Before
record this.
before we get started, let me answer this question right quick.
No, you good, OG.
Atlanta was already put on notice by the ceremonial tribes, right?
I'm on
Because
some OG right now. It's over.
our people froze up, so we sent people that don't look like us to do the work for us as a ceremonial tribe, right? So what you're seeing now is the nature response to Atlanta for not trying to clean up the dirt after they was put on notice. What's going on, guy? What's
Man, peace to
tell the
the
people your name,
God.
man. Where you calling from?
Man, D Preston, I'm out here in Cali, man. We pushing this real warrior energy. I just want to condemn you, OG, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't want to talk to nobody else. Man, the spiritual community, they done crashed out. Man, people out here looking for their God bodies, man, and we still here, we moving. I'm gonna get straight to it, OG. What you think about UVC radiation being ground level now and
You covering up your speaker.
you hear me now, OG?
You still got it covered up.
Hear me?
Yeah, you got me on your headset?
No, I just took it off. I just took
Yeah,
it
I
off.
keep now. I keep now.
Okay, what you think about the UVC radiation being ground level and it being 2023? You know, that's the 7-year. This is the beginning of their plan. 2030. I wanted to bring the culture in just because this kind of resonates with just how that 7-year tribulation kick off in a biblical text for all the house fingers. I want you to break their ass off, OG, because I don't think our people really understand what's really going on with how Big Mama moving and how Rock activated right now.
Right. So because we're going into the sun cycle, we have to go into a golden age.
Come on.
The golden age arrives at the age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius officially came in 2012.
Okay.
So what we doing now is we doing the awakening, right?
Yeah.
Trying to get the tribes to know that the government classified the tribes as gangs. First and foremost, we have to remember that. We are
Okay.
outlaw tribes belligerent to the treaty tribal governments.
Y'all gotta listen. Listen up.
These treaty tribal governments contracts, they were defrauded by the invaders who came to set up an interim government until we was a functional enough people after the war to reform our own tribal network of governments.
Oh, that's powerful. G, go ahead.
All of these so-called gang leaders is actual blood-tied chiefs on the land that's POWs of a foreign agency operating under the false pretense of being our government.
I'm following you. That's powerful.
They are all being bankrolled by an international banking cartel who operates under all what we call Federal Reserve type systems, using fractional reserve banking and the inflation adjustment of the financial instrument in order to steal everything from the people.
Y'all gotta listen. I hear you.
Okay, so now all of these chiefs have all decided that enough is enough, and treaties of peace was being written by all of the outlaw belligerent tribes to reclaim the land because we got the blood and the right of the organic originals of the land coming out of the North American basin or Congo called the Mississippi Delta.
Come on.
We expand from there and branch out like veins across the land in tribal settlements and took on different names amongst ourselves that we gave ourselves. Then when the invaders came, the Gullah Geechee Big Mama called all clans on deck to fight in the Gullah Wars.
Come on.
When the enemy tell the story, they call the copper-colored nappy-head chiefs slaves. We are insulted.
Come on.
We serve no man at no time. As the chief, we only give service to the duties and functions Big Mama delegated to us.
I'm right with you. Come on.
So when one chief makes a discovery that affects his clan, he must vex it to his clan in order to offer up a solution to remedy or redeem his clan from whatever this particular issue is.
Damn, OG, why you going crazy? You gotta chill.
Okay, so now when the chief make a discovery that affects all of the clans, he is responsible to go to each clan and put it in the public domain and allow that clan to sift through his information and see if he really know what the fuck he talking about, and is this something we need to take action on.
Come on.
Now, what I'm doing as an internet campaign is a time-stamped and dated archivable format that, under the oral traditions of the original people from the land called the Americas, North, South, Central, and the outlying islands, Tonga, Samoa, Hawaii, down to the extended lands of down under, New Zealand and Australia, all clans on deck, have decided that enough is a motherfucking enough.
Come on. Now we rise.
Now, the grievance that we responding to is invaders sexually abusing our children and using them for sex toys with no regard for skin tone, hair texture, or any of that. They fucking all our babies.
Come on. The ones that derive from that prokaryotic cell, right?
It don't matter.
Okay.
The enemy is the same to all organic tribes of the earth.
Period. In that order. I hear you, OG. I'm with you.
Some of the organic tribes of the earth got blonde hair and black skin, or what we call chocolate skin.
Okay.
They born that way.
Okay.
And some of them got blonde hair and blonde skin.
They still consist of that neuromelanin, right?
That's still one of the 12 daughters of Isis.
Damn.
These was the 12 major clans that settled the entirety of the earth, dating back before Atlantis was a fart.
Damn, OG, I hear you. You woke my game up right now.
We've been here for trillions of years doing these cycles
Do y'all
in order to train souls,
come on?
right? And now that the school's been hijacked by the bad kids, in comes the dean of the university to kick their warden out, who was running it like a prison.
Damn. OG, you giving me game right now. Come on.
So now that they warden turned out to be a prison planet, we take their warden and treat him like he treated the worst of us. We didn't decide how we was going to act when this was going to be. They did.
Come on. It's over with.
We didn't decide that we was going to be the ones that had to clean this shit up. They did.
Come on. Pack up.
We welcomed everybody with open arms. And they thought that that meant we were weak.
That's why they got Black Friday on our ass.
Right.
Come on.
Our harvest of the turkey gave us the day that we call Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But they celebrate Black Friday.
Yeah.
Because after we got done drinking firewater, smoking plenty peace pipe, and eating plenty of tryptophan, because Big Mama always cooked the turkeys as a symbolic representation of a chief that was performing his function correctly. The turkey with its spread tail feathers is the head feathers of the chief.
Come on.
When a new chief is being christened, it's going to be on Thanksgiving, and he's going to get his own turkey. He gonna cut it up among his wife and his immediate offspring.
Straight like that.
And then the rest of the clans gonna get up and they gonna go to the buffet and get their own shit to eat.
Yeah.
But first, Big Mama had to christen the new chief with his own turkey that he had to bless the table and all who sit to eat with the new chief and serve them a piece of his community, which is represented by carving up of the turkey.
Ooh.
So we didn't know they was criminalizing our culture and monetizing our culture and exonyms given to our culture to make us believe that these was some shit called a pagan holiday.
It's a damn shame. We better remember this shit. It's in us.
So down there we done had all this food to eat,